Howls of a Baaz. I'm Ronnie Adams.
And I'm Jacob Casas. And today we have Rose Polaris. And this episode is called Rose Petals. So, Rose, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do?
So, I'm an esthetician. I basically work all day. That's all I do. I've had a business now for about almost 14 years, and it's Aesthetics by Rose. I just basically work a lot and hike, and that's pretty much my life and travel. So,
You have any siblings?
I do. I have a brother and sister. I'm actually the baby of 3, so my sister's the oldest, and then my brother.
So why don't you tell us how and why you got into the industry you got into?
So I got into it because my brother, he was actually dealing with acne. I hope he doesn't kill me for mentioning this. But he was dealing with acne, and I didn't know the effects that it, had on people. And one day he just kind of came to me and told me that, he just didn't, like his skin and just how it really affected him. So, as a sister, it makes you, feel a little sad for your siblings. So at the time, actually, I was into business and psychology, and that's what I wanted to go to school for. But then I ended up looking into, I was looking to be like a doctor. I was just looking into to be a skin doctor. But then I found esthetician. And it was way less school. So I just decided to do that. And so I just really, really fell in love with it. Actually, my brother was my guinea pig through it all. So I saw his skin change, him change, and I just knew that this is what I wanted to do, and I enjoyed every single bit of it, and just seeing, his change just made me so happy. So I just kind of knew that this is what I wanted to do, and I've always wanted to have a business. I just never knew what, so it kind of fell hand in hand that this is like what my goal was in life, that I wanted to have my own business. So I did have to go through the steps of, my first job was,
That's the next question.
as an esthetician actually at Glen Ivy. So I got my foot in the door and worked at Glen Ivy. And then from there I worked for a plastic surgeon in Orange County, the Orange County Surgical Center. And then from there, I had a friend that called me. It was actually during the economy crash too. She wanted a more stable job, so she was leaving her business and asked if I wanted to take over her office. So I was like, okay. Actually, she was like, I'm going to give you an hour, so decide, because then she was going to have to tell the owner of the building, if not, then they'll just look for somebody to fill it in.
You had an hour to make a life-changing decision.
So I literally sat in my car at lunch, and I was eating, and I was just like, okay, I need to call her back and tell her. So I called her back, and I told her, and then I was like, okay, what do I do now after this? And then she was like, you need to get a business license, get a business name. And then, so I had to literally get a business name within 2 days, because I could not work on anyone or do anything until I got all those things. And so I had to decide of a business name and then get a license, the business license, and then I was able to move in.
During that time when she gave you that time limit and the time had to come up, what were you feeling at that moment? Because a lot of entrepreneurs, or a lot of people that want to be entrepreneurs, do want to know the feelings, how you feel about that, and were you scared? Was there any fear?
I was over the top scared. I was like, what am I doing? Is this going to be how's this going to work? Because it was during the economy crash. So, it was really, really scary. But I was like, I'm just going to do it. And I literally started with, the basic equipment. I had skincare, but I didn't have, the whole line of the skincare that I was using. I literally I bought the machines just that I needed and just kind of just started with that. And it was scary. I had more down days than I had good days. This was probably at the time where MySpace was ending, and then there was Facebook, but there wasn't a marketplace. So it was just Craigslist, doing flyers, doing the footwork, sitting and waiting. I remember that year, though, that Yelp did come out. So that was a little bit of a help. But I had days where I was just sitting for 10, 12 hours, waiting for somebody to either walk in or call.
A little slow start.
Extremely slow start. It was...
How long was it like that for you?
It was probably like that for I don't know, maybe a year.
And
I can't really
and in
remember.
your mindset at that time, right? Like, what was going through your mind for that slow year then? I mean, thoughts of quitting and trying to go back to work. Was there what kind of thoughts were going through your mind?
Every day I wanted to quit. I am
Oh, wow.
not lying.
Every day.
Every day I wanted to quit because I was like, obviously you're not really making that much money. Like there'd be times I'd have maybe 3 clients, maybe 5 clients within a week. Sometimes only 10 clients in a month. And so I just remembered I felt so defeated every single time. And I'm like, maybe I should get a part-time job. So eventually I actually did. Like I had a satellite office that I was working out of in Ontario. It was like at a med spa. And then it was okay there, but then I knew I had to just put 100% back into the Corona location. So then I was like, I'm going to go back to my actual main location. And I just knew I had to just sit there and keep pushing every day. And then I started getting like a client here and there.
Tell us why you decided to keep pushing though, because there's a decision that you had to make.
Yes.
So think back to the moment where you're like, okay, there's a decision I got to make. I'm either going to go back to work or I'm going to keep trying to do my business.
Well, so the clients that I did have, even though I felt defeated, I remember my dad actually asking me. He was like, hey, how many clients do you have? And I think I said like 10 or whatever. And he was like, okay, those 10 people you actually worked really, really hard to get, right? And I was like, yes. He's like, so then you'd be giving up on yourself and them. So it just hit my head in a way that I'm like, okay, I just need to keep pushing, keep going. And so honestly, that's what like kept me really pushing. But I'm not going to lie. I tell everyone this, I had way more down days than the up days. But when those up days came, then I was like, okay, like this is the feeling that I want to have more and more of. So I just kept pushing it.
Well, that's the thing too. That's the different of the mindset of a howler from a Baaz though, because with the days that you just feel defeated, you just always keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
And if you give up, you feel like even more defeated. So it's
Yes.
like you start working for somebody and you feel depressed. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to go back to that because there's no plan B. You just want to keep going and moving the whole time. So that's why I wanted to pull that out, because it's like people that want to be entrepreneurs, they need to hear this stuff because, entrepreneurship is like 1% of the world. So
Yeah.
I feel like people need to hear that.
Yeah.
So a little bit more about yourself. Growing up, did you ever think that you were going to be a business owner? Like, what was your goals and what was your dream to be growing up?
So actually, I wanted to become a veterinarian, but then when I learned like how much schooling it was, and then also when you actually started thinking about what the job entailed, like putting animals down and all of those things and seeing sick, sad animals, then I was like, I don't know if I could do this. So it was very different when I was younger. It really wasn't something I thought about, I think, until maybe later. So
At what age did you feel like you're ready? Or you gonna? I know it was pushed. Business was
Right.
almost pushed in your life.
yeah.
But during college, going to school, did you think that desire to run your own business when you were in college?
Actually, is when I worked for this company called Vector, and they sold Cutco knives. So I know it's funny because some people, when they hear about it, they kind of, laugh about it, or, oh my gosh, I can't believe you worked for that
I
company.
worked for Cutco too.
Okay, so yes. So I actually
Door
was...
to door selling knives.
Yeah.
They were really great knives, expensive knives.
Yes.
Shout out to Cutco.
I know,
Putting
right?
people on.
They are the best knives. So working for actual Vector, like there were so many things that I learned within working there. I picked up so many skills. I learned so much. And then just all the successful people that you end up, being
Meeting,
around.
right.
Yes, your friends that, you gain from there. So I think it was from there that I just thought oh, okay, maybe I do want to have a business one day.
Because you were running, basically, when you're selling the knives, you're basically running your own business at that
Yeah.
time anyway.
Well, I wasn't really, that was more super part-time. I was actually working in the actual Vector company, but I did that super part-time. But
Gotcha.
I was, obviously I was always in the office. I was around all the successful people, the managers, everyone. So it was just, the environment was super amazing, very uplifting. And again, just being around all those successful people, I just wanted, to have that in my life. So yeah, it's been an amazing
I do want to go back a little bit because I want to talk about your schooling.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be important to tell them what kind of schooling you had for your skincare.
Yeah. So I went to school to become an esthetician, so it was a year program, and then after that I did do, other classes so that way I can get into the medical side of aesthetics. And then I take classes throughout the year every year because the industry is always evolving, so you always have to stay up to date. And that's part of, what my clients even say that they love is that I'm always taking classes. I'm always going to the skincare shows throughout the year, every year, because you have to stay updated with everything, the technology.
And perfecting your craft.
Yes.
What about the science behind it? Because I remember you talking to me about that. So what is the science behind what you do?
Of like the
skincare. I remember you talking to me about that before.
Well, with the products, like I tell people, like it's important to choose the right companies for, your business. And so for me, like the brands that I use, like they're always improving the science behind, the brand. So, and then having the machines to also aid in the treatments too. So that's why it's important for me to really stay on top of the technology and just, the companies that I use that, really stand behind the science of it.
That's good.
Did the skin color have anything to do with the science behind it, like the certain products that you use?
Yes. So, like, for example, sunscreen, because I do have, everyone that comes into my treatment room. So, yes, and even with the products, there's different treatments that I do depending on how I'm going to treat the skin. So it just all depends. Everyone's different. Everyone's skin's different. The tone is different. The color is different. So you definitely, it's so important to know the pH scale too of the skin. So that way you know what to do.
What to use on each different individual.
Yeah. So that's why it's literally so important to just stay in the know of just skin in general. So I always tell people, like, stay a student to the game, like, always stay a student. There's always something you can learn. No matter how long you've been in the industry, you can retake a class that you've taken 10 years ago that you're like, oh, I think I might already know everything. But then there's always something to learn regardless. There's always, like, a little piece you could pick up and remember or just relearn, and then that you could apply back into your business.
And the more knowledge you know, the more people will come to you and
Yes.
trust you to do work on them.
Right, correct. And that's what my clients exactly say. And that's why they're so comfortable when they come in. You've actually had facials before.
I had a lot of facials.
Yeah, lots of facials. My clients.
Nice, you didn't tell me about the facial. Man, I need a facial.
I was getting zapped and everything.
Everything.
I was
But like when
holding out.
But when he comes in, like he just lays down and I just kind of do my thing, and I think that's because like you're comfortable when you come in and you know that I'm gonna know what to do. Yeah, exactly, and that's like my clients when they come in, they're just like, just do your thing, do whatever. Now, unless like there's a specific treatment people want, then they'll tell me, like microneedling or chemical peels. Then they'll tell me. But anything other than that, they just lay down and just kind of let me do my thing.
Yeah, it's crazy because they are different. Like, they're not like you just go in there and just get a facial and leave. Right?
Yeah.
No, you're like, she has like all these special tools and just like if you're like a technician, like you're like tripping out on what's going on in there.
It's
like,
literally never the same, too.
Yeah, and I'll get zapped sometimes. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what's going on over here? Then I walk out and I feel like I look like a baby. My baby, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, because I went to, I'm going to even say this. I went to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I was surfing out there a lot. When I came back, my forehead was just weird. It looked like a friend of ours' whole face. You know what I mean? Like, it just looked bad. I was like, what the heck happened to my forehead? And it wouldn't go back to normal.
I remember that, yeah.
I literally started going to her because of that. I was like, what's going on with my freaking forehead? It looked all just beat up. So I started going to her, and she fixed it all for me. She just kept going to her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
and
just literally, because it was crazy,
Yeah,
right?
it wouldn't go back to normal. I got sunburnt and it just wouldn't go
I
back.
remember when you were sunburned.
He was sunburned.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I was like, I
doing
need
a
to
lot of
come
work.
and get this taken care of.
I know, it's been a while since you've been back, by the way.
And then she would talk to me like, like talking about your skin, like philosophical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, I didn't know all this. I didn't know I needed to do all this.
Yeah, and I try to explain too, which I do during the facials, like I'll explain like what I'm doing. So that way they know and they're not like completely shocked by the shock.
Right.
So,
like, what's going on with me?
yes, yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, that was really cool. They're different. That's for sure.
Yeah, you need to come in sometime.
Yeah.
So let's go.
How does your faith and belief in God play a part in your business and your life and your expectation and your future?
It is absolutely everything. I always say, I don't know how people walk the earth without God in their life. It is literally everything, like literally God. I just say I'm like the tool, like I'm just here to do my part. Like God gifted me, the brain and the hands to,
Heal.
be able to do what I do. Yeah. So, but honestly, like everything revolves, like it's God literally got me to this place. And so I'm like every day, all day. I don't leave my treatment room, even though I was rushing out the door today. I literally do not leave my treatment room without like thanking God and just, just being so thankful to be able to work another day. So very, very much God is very, very, everything. It's just surrounded my whole entire life.
So do you think that's like we talked about a lot of guests that come in here. So your purpose, like everybody feels like they need to have purpose, right, in their life. I feel like that's what you need to strive to find.
Right.
What would you think your purpose is in life?
So I feel like, obviously I was given this gift, so to heal people, to help people. Obviously a lot of people, and especially now, I feel like coming in, it's their way of distressing and just learning about mental health and just, because I try to talk to my clients about just trying to take care of yourself in all aspects, your mental, your physical, take care of your skin. So I feel like, that's my purpose is to be here, is to spread that, education out to everyone else. And especially since, my health has, changed. And so now it's like, since I've been seeing a holistic doctor, like, I try to spread all of that info to my clients too, to like really, really take care of your bodies. So just because what I went through in the past few years. And so I just want everyone to also, be healthy and take care of their bodies inside out. So I just feel like that would be my purpose, is to help heal people, as many people as I can, inside and out.
That's awesome, because not only are you healing with your hands, but you're healing with your words.
Yes.
So now you're encouraging people to not only come and get, skincare, but you're encouraging them to leave here with a healthy lifestyle also.
Yes. Yeah.
So the education that you have, you're educating people as you work with them.
Right. Yeah, I definitely try to encourage everyone, and even just like get out, exercise, hike. I love hiking myself. So I try to just encourage everyone to just even get outside. It's so good for our bodies.
But you really, really hike.
Yeah, I really do hike.
Like she really does some crazy hikes.
I love hiking. That is like, if I'm not working, I'm out hiking somewhere crazy. I love hiking. That's just like, for me, it's like my way of healing. And that is another way of connecting with God. I mean, I've gone to some really amazing places that I always say, like, there's no way, that this just came here. Like, God put this all together here, like just seeing the way a sun climbs the mountain, like, and it's just like such an amazing connection with God. I feel like
great self-reflection.
Yes, yeah, like like really dipping into nature, I feel like is my church. It's like connecting in with God. Mm-hmm. That's and you're just, whether you're with a couple of friends or, by yourself, which is really rare. I'm mostly with people, but it's just like my way of like really connecting, like to myself, connecting with God, like nature. This is all like God's creation. Mm-hmm. So that's like my way of healing myself too, because it's like, just being a business owner is a lot of work. It's so hard. It's so draining, and it's all amazing all at once, right? But when you're running a business, it can be pretty overwhelming sometimes. So that's like my way of
take that time out and that moment out to yourself,
Yeah.
and to connect with God, and even if it's on a hike.
Yeah, definitely. And that's where I feel like that's where a lot of my healing comes from. And I know most people obviously go to church and stuff like that. And I mean, usually when I hike, it's on a Sunday anyway. So that's like literally my way of like, this is like my personal connection with God, like the one-on-one, the conversation. Like sometimes I'll have like conversations with myself. Yes. And just like thanking God for just like bringing this nature, you know, like allowing me to be here.
Well, it's tough too as being an entrepreneur. So like you have to have that peace time.
Yeah.
And then you're also talking to your customers and you're going through basically with them through all their stuff that they're explaining to you.
Yes.
So there's
yes.
probably a lot of things going on in your brain. You got to go out there and just connect with yourself.
Yes.
God, different things.
Yeah, because you really do. You do hear it all. You hear I mean, you know, it's like my treatment room, I would say, is like everyone's like safe keep. It's like where they go and like literally release everything. They tell you their deepest secrets that no one else knows. So you're getting in all this stuff. So definitely it's important to just kind of like, you know, just release and like literally just you with nature and just, you know, zone out completely from the world and dip into nature and just be in nature. So that's why, you know, I love being in nature. I love hiking. So that's for
That's
me.
where a lot of your great appreciation comes from.
Yes, definitely, 100%. Yeah, and also too, it's where I make a lot of my business decisions. I'm not gonna lie.
Vision comes there when you're at your peace.
Yes, honestly, like I've made so many business decisions out on a hike. Like even if it's like machines I'm looking at, and I will come down to the 3 that I really like, and then I'm on a hike and it just hits me which one I need to get, and I'm like, boom, okay. And after literally my hike, I get on my computer and I'll order whatever. Like I literally make so many business decisions out there. So it just helps me like just really be in my brain too. Yeah, and decompress.
I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, they'll have somewhere where they make their business decisions at.
Right.
I feel like mine's always when I'm in bed, like half asleep. And all of a sudden I'm like fixing things in my brain of what I'm going to do when I go back in. It's kind of crazy, but I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs get that. They'll be somewhere with their peace or wherever it's at, that's where they get it.
Yeah, I think it's like when your brain is like in its relaxed state, because that's happened to me too, where I'm like literally half asleep and then like boom, just like my brain gets set off.
I remember waking up and going on my phone trying to write it on the notes, like, oh my God, but I'm like exhausted, like sleeping. You know, I was like pretty much sleeping, and I solved the problem in basically in my sleep. And I'm like, what the heck? So I'll try to like text it on my phone to remember it. Yeah, that's crazy that you say that, because I feel like every entrepreneur has it somewhere where it's a place of peace.
Absolutely, and again, I think that's just where when your brain is just so relaxed, then it comes to you. But during the day, it won't, because you have like 1,000 things that's flowing through your brain. As you guys know, like there's always things flying through your brain, so it's hard to like really think during the day until that moment.
So Howls over Baaz, okay? Howls over Baaz. We're trying to get real, like you see, I'm sure you see other podcasts and other things that go on. I feel like there's a lot of like women bashing going on, right? And how we want to do is we want to show that women are howlers too. That not just men are howlers, women are. I mean, there's business women, they're doing a lot of things in their life. They can be howlers. Men and women are different, but they're howlers in their own way.
Right.
So we wanted to start bringing entrepreneurs, women that lead in their industry they have their own business. I mean, they have to take care of their own stuff.
Right.
So I wanted to kind of ask you, like, what would your idea of a woman howler be?
A woman who has a plan, has a vision, and, you know, actually does execute. So, but also, too, I believe in community and not, like, feeling like I need to compete against other women. I feel like a queen leader is somebody who wants to build community, because there is always room for everyone to win. So I look at that being that way, just leading with love and just helping everyone out. Like everyone can win together. And I want women to know that, like, it does not need to be a competition at all. There is room for everyone to win. So, yeah.
That's really good. I like that you said that.
Yeah.
So what would a woman Baaz be to you? How would you look at a woman Baaz?
And the Baaz would be like the women that were just like wanting to party and that wasn't focused in life. So that's, I guess, what I would consider for me. Yeah. Because, I mean, again, it's so hard because I don't want to bash women, but on the same token, like, in that way, I would say, yes, I had to let go a lot of friends that were not wanting to do stuff with their life and just party.
Well, howlers can only stay around other howlers. They want to like level up together.
Right.
That's how we look at things. It's kind of like you would have your own pack. Right.
Right.
And they level up together. And you're not going to hang around Baazes and just want to party and
right.
just live to party. That's all they want to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you speak more with love.
I do.
So tell us about that then, because we have that on our list of as being a howler. You have to have love in you. You can't just have hate in you. Nothing really matters.
Yeah.
So tell us about that part.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you have a lot of love in you for even what you do.
Yeah.
In your business.
And I don't want to hate anyone. I just want everyone to love.
That's a great thing because, like he said, love is so huge part of our lives.
It is.
That's how people. That's how we draw people. With love and kindness, we draw them. Even a howler has to operate in love. Because if we just, angry and upset and trying to get people's attention, they're not going to cling to that. That's why with love and kindness, we draw people.
Yeah.
But that does not make us not howlers. We still mean business. We still respect as respect is given, and operating in love at all times, especially in business. You have to operate in love, but you still have to be stern also especially when you got employees because they'll run over you.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, I can totally see that. And I just think though, leading with love, but also having you got to be stern. And even that's how I am too. Like my clients even know that about me. Like I love everyone. I literally love everyone. I've been extremely blessed. I always say God blessed me with such amazing. I don't even call them clients. I just call them my friends, my extended family. It's so hard to call them a client because I literally love every single person that walks through the door. So, but they know, I have a business to run too, and so they respect that. And while I love everyone, they all know at the end of the day, I still have a business to run. So
who has been some of your biggest clients?
My biggest clients. Well, I used to do celebrity work. So, prior to, getting crazy busy, I had a friend that hooked me in with doing some celebrity work. So, I started doing, the, award shows. I would do, what do they call, not the backstage, but, doing where, the makeup room is and all that, I don't know. There's so many people. I don't know.
What has been some of, let's say a couple of your wow moments?
Wow moments? Hugh Jackman. It was Hugh Jackman and it was LL Cool J. And
really?
Yeah.
Wolverine, huh?
Yeah. So actually, they were messing with me because they were tapping my back, and I was turning around, and they're just oh, no, it's him. It was just messing around. Actually, one time, too.
Starstruck or something?
So inside, yes, but my friend had always told me to just be normal. Just be chill, because if you're normal with them, they'll be normal with you. And so, anyways, one time too, actually, what's his name from the back? AJ from the Backstreet Boys. So, I had to, go down, grab the celebrity, and go all the way back up to the gifting suites. So, and it was at the Ritz-Carlton, I remember. It was, 50 floors, because that's the very top. So, I'm wearing these new heels, which I should have never done, was wear new heels. And I literally couldn't walk anymore. I could not walk. So we're getting up the elevator, and we're going, at the top, and so we're talking. He was really nice. I literally couldn't walk anymore. He literally picks me up and, takes me all the way back to the gifting suite. And I was like, oh, my gosh, thank you so much for helping me. But, I don't know. There's just so many. I don't know. There's been a lot, but yeah.
Was it fun?
It was a lot of fun. The after parties, you're partying till 4 a.m. But then it got to a point where it was really hard to balance both. Doing, having to do that, do the after party, go home, sleep, and then go into my treatment room, into my business and build. So at one point I had to do one or the other, and so I just decided to go full force with mine. So,
how were the conversations with? What was it one of the best conversations you had with the celebrity? When you were doing, because I know you talk.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I'm trying to remember. There was a time, and I'm trying to remember which celebrity, because the words really, really stuck with me. it's probably going to come to me later. But anyways, the words was actually, I know who it was. It was Kanye.
Kanye West, huh?
It was Kanye. So, and it's funny because he's such a, like not nice person or whatever. But it was actually, and I remember it was like in the beginning, so for me. And so I just remember like he went around and he was like talking to everybody and just like, lifting everyone up, like the makeup artist, everybody. Like he was being very nice and he wanted to get to know everyone. And at the very end, he was like, just keep pushing, like keep grinding, like, just any noise that's around you, like just turn it off and just keep moving in your path. So like that just really, really stuck to me.
Shout out to Kanye for lifting the real one up.
I know. But yeah, so that's like really, really, stuck with me. But, with the celebrities, I feel like just when you're normal with them, they'll be normal with you. And so, yeah, they've all been very, very nice. And, even Tatiana, the UFC fighter, like, I love her to death. And we always have, like, the most amazing conversations. And it's just normal. I don't know. It's just, you kind of just... For me, I give everyone the rock star treatment. I don't care who you are. Like, I want everyone to really enjoy the treatment, have really good conversations, like, and just enjoy themselves, So I, just love having these amazing conversations with everyone, so.
What is your, where do you see your business going? Like, what is your vision for this business?
What's your next step?
Yes.
So I would love to get my own location, like my own building. Actually, the other day I just had a conversation with my rep, and they were talking about, because even he was wanting to like franchise and blah, blah, blah. And so he was like, you need to franchise yourself. You need to franchise your business. He's like, you have such an amazing clientele. Like, I know you'd be able to mold other estheticians to also grow and have amazing clientele as well. And, it sounds amazing and easy because yourself. It is hard, I think, though, to find all these people that you could mold. But I know it's possible. But anyways, he was like, you should start a franchise someday. And I have thought about it. But, and it's so scary to think about it, but it's not impossible, but it seems, but it's not. It's just having to just do it and go for it.
Is it because you're getting comfortable, though, you think now, and where you're at?
There's so many factors, and I think one of them, I will be honest and say, is that being a woman, I feel like, because it's like, I don't have a kid, so I was thinking maybe one day I would love to have a kid, and so I know that would probably mean scaling just a little bit back. But then I think about, like, the CEO of Yahoo, or, like, all these women that, run these businesses, and they've had kids. But obviously, they've been rich, and so they have, like, nannies. But...
And you work hard right
and
now.
And I work
right?
really hard. So, like, having to scale back, I'm just speaking into the future. I don't even have a boyfriend right now. But I'm just saying, like, if I were to, have a kid and stuff
She's
like
single.
that. Oh, my God. But, like, if I were to have a kid, that would mean to kind of scale back. But then, at that point, then I'd probably hire people to like help me then at that point, so it has been a thought, and I even want to do that even before having a kid, like just to have that going. So but it's just having to like place the action, but it's definitely and I want to do it. That's like next.
It sounds like it would go. I mean, maybe the employees thing would be a little bit tough, trying to find something that would give the same energy off to your clients as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of your clients wouldn't want to go to anybody else but you, most likely. But the thing is, they can be new clients.
Right, the new clients, exactly. And I could teach those people, those estheticians, to work how I work. And I know not everyone's going to work like you. And I know even my own clients say, like, I don't want no one to ever touch my face but you. So, but I could mold for the new clients that would come in that's never, been with me, that they could experience with somebody else. Because there's so many amazing women out there and amazing estheticians,
And you can start your own little school for people who want to learn.
Yes, I've thought about that too. I have thought about that too. So there's so many things I think about, and so I just need to figure out, because there's like 20 things.
It's all up here.
It's all in here,
You already took the plunge one time. You took it before.
I know. You're right. And that plunge was scary, and I did it. And I know my mom, she's very, she leads with love. She, everything about my mom is all love, and she's like so positive and optimistic, and she's always like, you can do it. Like, or even my hikes, even like anything in life, she always reminds me that I could do it. And even when I, don't even think that I could do something, she's like, you could do it. You're fine.
That's like your thing, lead with love.
Yeah.
I can tell. It's like, is that in your mission statement? It needs to be, and it's not.
It should be.
Yeah, it really
You know
does.
what? Not until we're talking about it right now. You're right. But yeah, it's very true. I try to just lead with love and everything.
When you get your employees, that's what you're going to have to tell them. Lead
Yeah.
with love.
Yeah.
Because
you're doing it with your hands and you're doing it with your words already.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't think about that. That's a good idea.
And the thing is, too, about your business, when you do a franchise, they have to mirror you. It's in contract and everything.
Yeah.
If not, you can shut them down.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they pay you that money they need to open up the franchise, you can still cut them off because they're not doing it the way it's supposed to be done in the contract.
Right.
So that'd be a really good thing if you did a franchise because they got no choice now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta be a nice person.
That's what you do the way
Gotta lead
interviewing,
with
you
love.
know? Yeah, lead with love. I like that.
Yeah.
So you talked about your mom a few minutes ago. Is she one of your biggest supporters? Because that's one of the questions that we love to ask. Who supported you through college, through school, through everything that you had, everything that you're doing now, and your accomplishments?
So financially, myself, but my family has been definitely, my whole entire family has been a big, big, big support system. Everyone in my family, my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad, and some of my best friends. But my family definitely has always been that push for me, and like I said, my mom, she leads with love. My sister too. My brother, everyone's very, very loving and supporting, and they always just just believe in me, and just, I don't know, they always have the right words. Even whenever I'm feeling a certain way, each and every single person in my family always has the right words to say. And I'm thankful for that because I know, not everyone is lucky to have that. And I feel,
You don't even understand the reason why that's so important for me to ask. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't experience family help or family support.
Right.
I've came in here podcast after podcast, and I've seen and heard a few people talk about how their family has been involved in supporting them.
Yeah.
I come from a different background. It wasn't no support. You're going to do that on your own. You're going to figure it out.
Right.
If you wasn't doing religion or Christianity, that's what we're going to support. We're not going to support, sports. We're not going to support, whatever. This is what we support here. But, you out on a limb, doing what you love, and you have that support system. That's huge.
Yeah, and I'm super grateful for that. I think back on it, and it's because I hear this a lot with my clients too. Well, my mom or my family wants me to be a doctor or a lawyer or this and that, and it's that's what they are doing because their family wants them to. And I'm so thankful that my family, my parents just let me figure out what I really wanted to do, and just trusted me with that, and just really supported me. And I think to me, words are so, so important. So, even if my parents would have given me money to start a business, to me, I would still look back, let's say, and I would still look back and I still would be more grateful for the words than the money. Mm-hmm. So even though I wasn't financially supported in that aspect, I had to do that all on my own, I'm actually still really more grateful that I was able to do it and push hard on my own, because I feel you value that dollar more. Definitely. You value that hustle more because you had to work really hard. You had to grind hard to do it. So I'm thankful more than anything for the words that my family has always given, because if it wasn't for those words, I honestly don't know where I'd be today. So honestly, the words are really, really, really important.
Another thing I wanted to talk to you about. So self-sacrificing is another big thing on ours. So what did you have to sacrifice in order to do?
Oh my goodness,
yes. What you're doing?
So much. I had to sacrifice a lot. A lot of time with friends. Definitely couldn't party as much. My friends would actually make fun of me and call me the grandma of the group because I was always leaving at midnight or whatever, before midnight, because it's I had to go to bed, I had to wake up and be refreshed for work. And especially doing what I do for a living, you have to, look the part and
Be on point.
Yeah, be on point. So, so I had to, make sure that I was always, getting my rest and not hungover. I did that twice in my whole career, and oh my gosh, it was the worst days ever. Like, the worst. And I told myself, okay, that's it. Like, no more being like, don't do that. So.
But it's probably a big difference from where you're at to where they're at now, though.
Yeah.
It's probably a huge difference.
Yeah.
You're 14 years in the business.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your success.
It's a lot of hard work, and I continue, and it doesn't stop. It literally, people always think like, oh, well, you don't need to take in new clients because you're already so busy, but it's like, no, you have to keep moving, keep going. You just got to keep going and keep pushing. No matter where you are, you just got to keep pushing no matter what. And I think that's part of like running a business, no matter how small or big, like you have to push hard every single day.
So self-sacrificing is, I'm running a business.
Yeah, it's 24/7.
Yeah, so
it's
that's
literally.
like I have to be, if no one else shows up.
Yeah.
No one else is going to show up. So
Yeah.
I have to show up. I have to be there whether it's rain, sleet, snow.
No
wind.
matter, tornado.
What did I tell you that one day? What did I tell you? Remember? What did I tell you about running a business? Remember I told you that before?
yeah.
I told him, I said, man, you think like the realest gangster stuff you ever
Right.
do is to own a
The
business.
business.
That is the realest gangster thing you'll ever do.
Because you can't cop out. You can't run.
It's crazy.
know,
there is no
You
yeah.
can give up, but you can't, cop out.
Well,
Meaning you have to be there to open up that business. You have to be there to
Yeah,
serve.
you do. And even like I talk about too, and that's why like my health is number one, more than anything in the world now, because if you're not there, like your business doesn't run. And especially for me, if I'm not there, my clients can't be there, right? So when I shifted gears with my health, like I need to make sure I'm extra healthy so that I can, be good to work. So I had to also shift a lot with that too. Like, and you knew this about me. I was working like 12, 13 hours a day for years until it made me literally physically sick where I landed in the hospital twice. So I had to make shift. And then the pandemic hit. So then I was off for a few months. So then coming back from the pandemic, I had the chance to really change my business how I needed to for myself, for my business, and like really set a schedule. And it was scary at first to make that shift because I was like, I hope my clients are going to be okay with that, just because I was working like a lot of hours, and it literally took a toll on my health. So thankfully, though, everyone was super happy. And I just told them, you guys just need to book ahead, because a lot of the time my clients will be like, oh, can I come in today or tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, come, because I love seeing everyone. So I'm like always excited to see everyone. But then like my days would run longer, and not realizing your poor body is being neglected, is getting not the best rest, and, it just really takes a toll on your body. So anyways, I set a schedule coming back from the pandemic. So I really, shifted gears. I'm still working crazy hours, but I'm not working 12, 13 hours a day.
But you're doing it in a healthier way now.
In a healthier way. I'll have like a long day here and there. So I might have like every other week where I'll have like a 12-hour day, but that's totally manageable, and then the other days will be normal, which for me actually is still like a pretty long day. It's still like a 9-10 hour day, but it's better than working the longer hours. So like I said, I put my health completely first. And that's why I spread out to my clients, to everyone who walks through the doors, like, take care of your body. I tell everyone about my holistic doctor, and I'm like, the whole world needs to see her. So, but yeah, so everything.
Shout out
to Carol. She's amazing. She's in Orange County. But yeah, so and that's why it's important to stay healthy, so that way your business can also run and be healthy too. So it's crazy because you have to be healthy so that way your business can be healthy.
Definitely.
So, and that's what we don't really think about.
I like that too.
Yes, 100%.
You got to be
That's
healthy
huge.
so your business can be healthy.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you're already tearing your body down mentally.
You're giving us a whole different kind of love aspect in business and health right now.
Yeah, no, seriously.
You know what I mean?
I really mean that. Yeah, and I tell everyone that who walks through my doors, like, 'cause I have a lot of business owners too that walk through my doors, or doctors, like everyone, all kinds of people, and everyone, I tell them the same thing, like, take care of your body, like, truly take care of your body, so that way, whatever it is that you're doing in life, like, you can do it in a healthy way. but
Good teaching.
especially those who run businesses.
That's good.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, a lot of people depend on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to go make sure you go in there and your business is running.
Yeah.
And they have families as well. And it's a lot on you, but you just got to make it happen.
Yeah.
You know?
But also, I think it sets the tone for your business as well. Like, they see you as someone who takes care of themselves and sees that, like, my business needs to be healthy just like I need to be healthy. And so I think the people who work for you, too, will see that. And I think
They
that'll be
will
another
see
good...
that. Not think. You're right.
Yeah.
They will see that.
Yeah, and I think that'll also make even your business even better, you know? So I think a healthy environment makes it a happier place for
Definitely.
your business.
It does. So we're close. Yeah.
So what is the most important aspect in business to you?
Ooh, the most important aspect in business. In what way?
Just
Anyway, I almost feel like she just said it, healthy.
yeah.
I feel like that's your thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lead in love or health, huh?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lead with love and your health. Yeah, that is everything in a business. Yeah.
It's leading in love and just being healthy.
Yeah, being healthy,
Because
yeah.
if you're not healthy, you can't run. You can't
Yeah.
run that race of business.
Yep. And love really is like everything in life. I feel like when you lead with love, better things happen. So, yeah.
A lot of business owners, and not saying every business owner, they have, when they get in relationships and they have families and things like that, and they try to separate business from family, or they try to, manage both of them at the same time, which is, you have to. And a lot of times they get mentally unhealthy, not knowing how to stay healthy in business and stay healthy, outside of business.
Right. Yeah.
When you're going through so much in your business, you got to be able to come home to peace.
Right.
Because you can't have... Because no matter what, as a business owner, you have, even if you have to look the part, it's chaos all around you.
Yeah.
So when you go home, you want to go home to peace, because you want to just actually have real peace and rest.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a big important thing that a business owner should have. And it's hard to go home to chaos as well. You don't want chaos everywhere. And it's like, I don't even want to go home. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think that's why it's important to have a really good, loving, supporting partner, So, and that's what I aspire to have, I think as you get older, you start looking at things differently. But obviously there's people that got married and then started a business. So that's so different, So that might be a little challenging.
So recommendation before you go into business.
No.
Make sure that person... Definitely.
No, but obviously you're married to that person, so that person is loving and supportive. That's why you married them, right? Mm-hmm. So then it should be understanding. But it's never going to be easy, just to separate both. Even with me, with my family, thankfully they're understanding, but my family will put me in my place. Especially my sister, she'll be like, get off your phone. Or, it's just, and two of my close friends that I will allow them to put me in my place. But, my sister always, keeps me grounded and just, make sure I get off my phone, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm working, getting back to emails or whatever it may be doing. So, and I'll do it, but then she'll be like, okay, you need to be, hang out, be present. So she'll tell me get off my phone. So I'm very thankful for that, because sometimes we just get so stuck in what we're doing.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I'm super thankful, back to my family that, they just will tell me, get off your phone.
And make sure that you're relevant. Make sure that you're
Yeah.
here and not into your business.
Yeah.
24/7.
Right.
They're bringing you back to another reality of, let that just
Right.
rest for a
Right.
second, and we can give you peace also.
Yes. Yeah, and I feel like I'm way better now, but for me, I like to be more present with people. So that is a thing for me. Set your phone aside and be very present. And that's how I am even with my clients in my treatment room. I give everyone 100% of me. So that's what I've been trying to focus on now, is just trying to, when I'm off work, just be present, whoever I'm with, whatever.
So let me ask you another question. So, you and your business, how do you feel about AI coming in? Do you feel any type of pressure with that coming in your business, or do you feel like it's not going to affect you at all?
Well, I don't think it would affect me so much because I don't know if they would, how can they have like my soft hands? So, I mean, I literally keep my hands very soft. Like, people, when they shake my hands, are like, I've never, like, felt a soft hand.
Well, can a machine really rub your face at the same time? You know what I mean?
But it's...
Like, I'm really thinking that. Like, would they be able to know what to put on it when they see certain blemishes or things like that? I'm being realistic because AI, I'm not worried about AI taking over my business.
Because they're talking about the robots driving trucks and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, trucks, that's fine for us, but we're us fixing them, right?
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I feel like a lot of trades in business, you don't have to really worry about the AI taking over. Like, I mean, they're taking over McDonald's. There's not going to be no employees in there. So
right.
There's already one that's about to kick off, and there's going to be one employee in there, and everything else is being made by AI. But I don't think anything would have to do with you because it's a human face they're touching.
Right.
So I feel like you have nothing to worry about. But within 3 to 5 years, it's supposed to be like really big, taking over everything.
Yeah. On my end, I'm not worried because it's like when I'm with a client, like I'm all about
experience.
Yeah. Well, I'm all about feeling. So as soon as someone gets, lays in there, and like I'm like feeling the face before I even get started on a facial. And I will feel the texture, and just see the skin. I'm like examining before I even start my facial because I need to know what I'm working with and, do. So I definitely think that I will be safe from that. So
yeah, it's a trade. That's what I'm even thinking too. Like a lot of trades people will be safe in still.
Yeah.
It's warehouse workers and
right.
things like that.
And a lot of people are going to be like me anyway. Like, I'm gonna be in a drive-through. I need some customer service.
Yeah.
I don't need a machine. Because the default in that, them messing my order up, and then
right.
you have to wait for the drive-through person to come over here to help you. I think it's gonna be a long time till they can get a real clear, picture, taking us away from customer service one-on-one. Is going to do a lot to people.
Yeah, actually, and you saying that, I feel like that's going to cause a lot more, like, mental health issues because there's not going to be, like, that one-on-one, connection. Like, because, there's, for example, like, someone who might live alone and work from home and doesn't see anyone, and then they're excited when they go to Starbucks just to get a coffee, and they're just excited to see someone,
and talk to them.
Yeah, and just like, oh, how's your day? Like, they just want to say anything to them because they just want to see someone.
100%.
So I think, because even having, like, little short conversations, or if you go to the gas station, just seeing someone else, like, makes people happy.
Right.
So I think
they don't even have to say anything.
Right. So I think that it would cause, I think, a little more chaos and just, like, so many other issues if it would just be like a robot world. So I'm hoping that it fails so much that that's not going to happen in the aspect of, like, fast food places and warehouses and things like that. I think that'll be a great thing. But on the same token, I mean,
agree.
Everyone needs a job.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be losing jobs, and a lot of people are going to be wanting to have some type of trade. They're going to have no choice to be forced into it.
But then where's everyone going to go?
Yes, that's the part that everybody's worried about right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've been reading up a lot about it, and I've been seeing a lot of things about it, and a lot of financial people are speaking about it because a lot of jobs are just supposed to just end. Where they already have warehouses where there's no employees whatsoever, and then there's one man watching everything, and they're taking over everything. But they haven't went across the whole United States yet.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
it's already happening. It's just
they have robots in down south, and I used to work at Smucker's Peanut Butter and Jelly in 2003 and 2004. I walked into a big room, and I seen a robot going straight and palletizing boxes.
Wow.
So this has
all
been
AI. Yeah.
I didn't even know
This
that
has
was
been-
already going on.
Since 2003, 2004. I'm old, yeah, but
No, I mean,
I highly doubt it.
well, in New York, they just announced, was it yesterday, that they have the AIs out there now. They have a Spot. It's a dog that
No
walks
way.
around.
yeah.
And they have the little R2D2s running around just recording people.
No
so
way.
yeah, so they can find it, and they shoot the AI darts on cars that have like what is it, like the paper license plate, like they just bought the car. So they start shooting the AI darts at it. So it's already it started in New York with that.
Wow.
But they're doing AI on everything. They're trying to do it on everything right now. It's a big thing. Everybody's talking about it right now, right? Because
Wow.
there's a lot of jobs that are just going to end. So that's why I wanted to bring that up to you in your business, because I feel like you don't have anything to worry about.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Thankfully, yeah.
Because, I mean, that's going to be a big liability of an AI, massaging your face and like putting the right things on
That
your
would be
face.
just so weird.
I wouldn't want no robot touching my face. I don't even like people touching
Can
my
you
face.
imagine?
Well, they
Like,
have
that
no
would-
feelings. They don't know how hard it's going to feel on them, how much
Right,
it will hurt them. They don't know anything.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that would definitely be an awkward facial.
Yeah.
And then like no one talking
Yeah.
or
Well,
anything
I mean, how are they going to know what to do to
to
your
do.
face?
Yeah.
You know?
That to me
So
would
I feel
be
like
kind
you're
of
safe
strange.
in that. Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm very lucky to be safe. I didn't actually really think about that, but yeah, you're right. I am safe. Thankfully, I'm okay.
You want to tell people where they can locate you at, or how they can get in touch with you before we close out?
So I'm on Instagram, Skin by Rose. I'm actually located in Corona off of McKinley. So my link to my booking site is on there, and the address is on there too. But I'm in Corona, California.
Howls over Baaz.
Howls over Baaz.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having
Pleasure.
me. I feel so lucky. Yay.